Hello everyone, welcome to Blue Cube channel. In the continuation of the After Effects tutorials in this video, you will learn how to animate the text. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I recommend that you do. Text animation is done in two ways. First, text animation using effects and presets. Second, text animation through transform options. First, I create a composition and insert a video into the timeline. Now I type the name of my channel with the typing tool. Using the Align panel, I place the text in the center of the image. Open the Character panel and adjust the color, font, and size of the text if needed. From the Effects and Presets panel, I open Animation Presets. There are a number of groups in the text menu, and in each group there are many presets that we can use to create text animation. For example, first I set the time indicator to the first second. And in the blur group, I add blur and fade into the text layer. As a result, I press the space button to play the animation. You can see that text animation is created easily. Note that with this preset, text is added to the image. Now, to remove the text from the image, I set the time indicator to the 5th second, and this time I add the blur and fade out preset to the text layer. To see all the keyframes created in the layer, I click on the text layer and press the U key. I press the space key to play the animation. You can see that the text enters the image in the 1st second and leaves the image in the 5th second. Now, if you need to make the text animation faster, bring the keyframes of each preset closer together by holding the left click and dragging. I press the space key again to play the animation. I hit Ctrl+Z a few times to go back and delete the presets. As I said, the number of text presets is very large, so I will show you some more examples. This time, from the Scale group, I add the Scale Up preset to the video to create text animation. Now I set the time indicator to the 4th second and add the Scale Down preset to the layer so that the text goes out of the image. I press the space button to play the animation. Again, to see all the keyframes of the layer, I click on the text layer and hit the U key. I make the keyframes closer together. In this way, we created a beautiful text animation. This time, I will add a preset from the miscellaneous group to the layer. Also, in the 5th second, I add the explosion preset to the layer. I press the space button to play the animation. Also, by using these presets, we can animate fill and stroke of the text. I add the rotate hue preset to the layer. I press the space button to play the animation. In this way, we can animate a text very quickly with different presets. As you saw in this video, I used some presets, now you can try other presets as well. Now let's use transform settings to animate the text. But before that, we must place the anchor point in the center of the text. To do this, I hold down the Control key and double-click on the Pan Behind tool. I click on the text layer again with the Selection tool and press the S key to activate the scale. The time indicator is in the 1st second, so I click on the stopwatch next to the scale to create a keyframe in the timeline. I set the scale value to 10% to make the text smaller. I set the time indicator to 2nd second and set the scale value to 100%. So that the text returns to its original size. I set the time indicator to the 5th second and set the scale value to 130%. I press the space button to play the animation. Again I place the time marker at the 1st second and select the text layer. While holding the Shift key, I press the T key so that the opacity option also appears. I click on the stopwatch and set the opacity to 0 so that the text is initially hidden. I set the time indicator to second and set the opacity value to 100%. In this way, the text appears gradually from the first second to the second. Now I select these 4 keyframes and right-click on one of them and select Easy Ease to make the text move smoother. I put the time indicator in the 0 frame and press the space key to see the animation of the text. Now let's insert a photo instead of a video into the timeline and animate the photo as well. So I turn off the video layer. I set the time indicator to the first second and press the S key to reveal the scale and click on the stopwatch. I set the scale value to 140% to zoom the photo. I set the time indicator to the 5th second and set the scale value to 100% so that the photo returns to its previous size. I select the photo layer again and press the R key while holding the Shift button to activate the rotation option. I click on the stopwatch and set the rotation value to 18 degrees. I set the time indicator to the 5th second and set the rotation value to 0. In this way, we created an animation for text and photo. Finally, I press the space button to play the animation. Well guys, thank you so much for watching this tutorial till the end. Please like the video and leave a comment for me. Subscribe to see more tutorials. See you next time.